Dear student, today we will start the thermodynamics. So in thermodynamics, we will go from basic concept. So what do you mean by thermodynamics? So thermodynamics is a Greek word, and thermo means heat, and dynamics means flowing. So we can say the thermodynamics is the science which deals with the relation between relevant property of working substances and energy interaction, transfer, interconversion in the form of heat and work. So basically thermodynamics is about of conversion of the energy, and the law governing it is particularly conversion of heat into the work and work into the heat. Okay, so the relevant property of substances considered are those which have anything to do with heat and work. Okay, so it deals with energy and its transformation with respect to there is a change in physical property T, T, P for pressure, temperature, volume, etc. Now it generally deals with four laws: zeroth law, first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, and lastly third law of thermodynamics. Okay, so we can say that zeroth law is it deals with the thermal equilibrium and provides a means of uh, measuring means for measuring temperature. The first law deals with uh, conservation of energy and introduces concept of internal energy. The second law of thermodynamics asserts that energy has quality as well as quantity, and actual process occurs in certain direction from high quality energy to low quality energy, but not in reverse direction spontaneously. Third law of thermodynamics defines the absolute zero of entropy. So we generally, when we are talking about the first law and second law, it is generally about the conservation of energy. Now thermodynamics basically divides in two parts: classical thermodynamics and statical thermodynamics. The another name of classical thermodynamics is also called as macroscopic approach, and the statical thermodynamics is microscopic approach. So classical thermodynamics, here macroscopic approach. Macro means big or total. So it is a study of thermodynamics that does not require a knowledge of the behavior of individual particles, and it is very easy. Okay, so this is the approach. A certain quantity of matter is considered without taking into the account the events occurring at a molecular level. We can see that this approach of thermodynamics is concerned with gross or overall behavior. This is known as classical thermodynamics. The analysis of macroscopic system requires simple mathematical formula. The value of property of the system are their average value. For example, consider a sample of a gas in a closed container. The pressure of the gas is the average value of the pressure exerted by millions of individual molecules. Similarly, the temperature of this gas is the average value of translation kinetic energy of millions of individual molecules. These properties like pressure and temperature can measure very easily. The changes in the property can be felt by ourselves. In order to describe a system, only a few properties are needed. Whereas the statical thermodynamics, in this the approach considers that the system is made up of a very large number of discrete particles known as molecules. These molecules have different velocity and energy. The value of these energy are constantly changes with the time. And this approach of thermodynamics, which is concerned directly with the structure of matter, is known as statical thermodynamics. Okay, so the behavior of system is found by using a statistical method as the number of molecules is very large. So advanced statistical and mathematical methods are needed to explain the changes in the system. Here the property like velocity, momentum, impulse, kinetic energy, force or impact, etc., which is that the molecule cannot be easily measured by instrument. Our sense cannot fit them. The large number of variables are needed to describe the system. So the this approach is fitted. Okay. So now the system we will now discuss one by one: system, boundary, surrounding, and boundary. Okay. So from figure, we are seeing the figure. In figure, we can see that the area enclosed or where we are the system is defined as an enclosed form, maybe in area or maybe in volume, and concentrate on the region for this analysis of the problem. Okay, so a system is finite quantity of the matter or a region upon which our attention is generally focused. So now we can see now boundary in the system. Here only we are doing the analysis of the problem. We are concentrating on this particular region only, and that region is called as a system. All the engineering devices and the components are called as a system. So now surrounding, so things that are external to the system. We are seeing this is the system, are external to this system is known as the surrounding, and the means the volume around enveloped is called surrounding. So what is envelope here? So the envelope of the system is called boundary of the system. That is separating the we separate the between system and surrounding. So we can say in other way that it is the interface between system and surrounding. Okay, so system and surrounding interact through boundary, and the boundary may be of real or imaginary, movable or fixed. Okay, so types of system. So generally the system and the interaction between the system and surrounding will be in two types: mass transfer and energy transfer. So the energy transfer will be in the form of heat and work, and the base of the interaction, the system is classified into three types: the open system, closed system, and isolated system. So in open system, in this system in which there is energy interaction as well as the mass interaction. Here the mass and energy both will interact with the system and surrounding. In other words, we can say the matter crosses the boundary system as well as energy transfer also take place. So most of the engineering devices is the open system. So here we are seeing the amount of gas entering and leaving a cylinder piston arrangement, and heat is also moving here there. Okay, now closed system. In closed system, in which there is only energy interaction and there will be no mass interaction. So certain quantity of fluid, example, certain quantity of the fluid bonded by cylinder piston constitute a closed system. Okay, here only energy interaction will be carried out. In isolated system, now third one is isolated system. Here system in which there is neither energy or nor mass interaction, and if our entire universe is considered as a single system, then it is an isolated system. So now I will give you some example. With the example we will come to know the open system and closed system. The first example is fountain pen while writing. When you are writing with the fountain pen, which type of system? So fountain pen, a mass and energy interaction both take place. So open system. Candle flame while burning. हम while burning की बात करें, candle flame while burning. So open system. Biogas disaster, open system. या TV switch on. The mass of the TV will be same, but energy is transferring. Okay. So closed system. Transformer while working, closed system. Air condition railway coach, open system. Moon revolving around the earth, closed system. Okay. Now, so just I have given that in a tabular form. So in open system, mass transfer take place, energy transfer take place. Closed system, mass transfer will not take place, energy transfer will take place. In isolated system, neither mass transfer nor energy transmission take place. Impossible system, that is mass transfer will be there, but energy transfer will be not there. So it is impossible. So now we will discuss the control volume, control surface, and pure substances. Okay. So control volume, we can see from the figure. So in this system, means the volume of the system under a study remain constant. When you are doing the study of any system and it remain constant, then it is called as a control volume. When we are talking about the control surface, so the surface that bound the control volume, the envelope of the control volume is known as control surface. So now pure substances. So what is pure substances? A substance which has uniform chemical composition throughout its mass is known as pure substances. So pure substances is one that is homogeneous and invariable chemical composition uh, even though there is a change of phases. In other words, it is a system which is homogeneous in composition, homogeneous in chemical aggregation. For example, liquid, water, mixture of liquid, water and steam, mixture of ice and water. The mixture of liquid air and gaseous air is not a pure substance. Okay. So now state and equilibrium. So condition of the system is known as state, and thermodynamics deal with the equilibrium state. So equilibrium is said to be in equilibrium. A system is said to be in equilibrium if its property will not change without some perceivable effect in the surrounding. And if equilibrium generally requires all property to be uniform throughout the system. So there are the some equilibrium conditions, that mechanical equilibrium, thermal equilibrium, phase equilibrium, chemical equilibrium. Okay. So now we will discuss thermodynamic equilibrium. So a system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium if it satisfies the if uh, if it satisfies that there will be no change in any macroscopic property, and if the system is isolated from its surrounding. So it also, we can say that system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium if it satisfies the following condition, like mechanical equilibrium, chemical equilibrium, and thermal equilibrium. So what do you mean by mechanical equilibrium? If there is no unbalanced force acts in the system or between the system and surrounding. So in about the chemical equilibrium, the absence of chemical reaction takes within the system. Thermal equilibrium, when the two body brought into the thermal contact after some interval of time, both body attain same temperature, or we can say the temperature at all point of the system remain the same and does not changes with the time. Now we will discuss a state in here. So a state is the condition of the system at an instant of time as described or measured by its property, or each unique condition of the system is called a state. It follows from the definition of a state that each property has a single value at each state. Stated differently, all properties are a state or point function, therefore all properties are identical and identical state. Okay. So based on as discussed, we can determine if a given variable is a property or not by applying the following test. So a variable is a property if and only if it has a single value at each equilibrium state, and if a variable is a property if and only if the change in its value between any two prescribed equilibrium state is single value. So therefore any variable whose change is fixed by end state is a property. Okay. So what is property? So characteristic of a system is defined by property, just now I have discussed. So there are the two types of property: intensive property and extensive property. Okay. So intensive property means there will be no change in mass, and there is no change in physical property. So that is independent. We can say that independent of the mass. Intensive property is the independent of the mass. For example, temperature, pressure, etc. Extensive property is change in mass. There is also change in physical property, and that is, we can say, the dependent of mass. So volume, energy, etc. Okay. So now we will discuss the path. So what do you mean by path? So path is a succession or of intermediate state passed through uh, passed uh, during a change of a state, or it is the loci of intermediate state passed during a change of a state. Okay, so we can see the state 1 to a state 2, it is going from the from a state 1 to a state 2. This is the property A and this is the property B in the x-axis. So and this, while from going from a state 1 to a state 2, it's going the succession intermediate state. So this we can say this is the process of the path. Okay, now so what is process? So if the path followed by system during change of a state is specified uh, or defined completely, then it is called as a process. If any system following the path from a state, say from a state 1 to a state 2, and during the change of the state it is specified or defined completely, then we can say it is a process. It is called as a process. So for example, constant pressure process, also known as isobaric process. Here the pressure will be the constant. Then isothermal process, also known as a constant temperature process. Here the temperature will be constant. Constant volume process, it is also known as isobaric. Volume will be the constant. Adiabatic process, no heat flow. Polytropic process, isenthalpic process, isostatic process, concentration process. So now we will talk about the cycle. So what do we mean by cycle? So cycle is a series of processes executed by the system in such a way that the initial and the final state of the system are identical. Okay, means what? Any process or series of process whose in the states are identical is termed as a cycle. The process through which the system has passed can be shown on a system diagram, but a completely section of path require in addition a statement of the heat and work crosses the boundary of the system. From figure show that cycle, which is a system commencing at condition 1, changes in the pressure and volume through the path 1, 2 and 1 returns to its initial condition 1. Okay, so we can see here the 1 coming from this A to 2, then again 2 to 1, and this is the final condition. Okay, so this is known as a cycle. So now we will discuss about the quasi-static process. So quasi-static process is a process, is a succession of equilibrium state which is also reversible process. So a quasi-static process is law of all equilibrium points pass through the system. In this process, the deviation from the equilibrium is infinitesimal, known as quasi-equilibrium process. This is supposed to take place very slowly so that it results in infinitesimal change in thermodynamic property. Many actual processes approach quasi-equilibrium behavior and may be treated as such even though they may be taking place at considerable speed. In several cases, one property remains constant. Isothermal temperature will be constant. Isobaric pressure will be constant. Isentropic adiabatic no heat flow. Isochoric volume will be constant. Okay, so we can say in short, I will say that it is an ideal process and it is a very slow process. If a system is made to undergo series of change of a state such that is in thermodynamic equilibrium at each and every state, then the locus of all the state is called quasi-static process, and it is also a reversible process. Okay, so from figure, this is the figure. If we remove here this is the weight. Okay, so if we remove weight, the process if you remove the weight slowly one by one of the pressure of the gas will displace the position gradually, slowly and slowly, then it is called as a quasi-static process. On the other hand, if you remove all the weight at once, the piston will be kicked up, okay, by the gas pressure, and this is unrestrained expansion. But we don't consider that the work is done because it is not in a sustained manner. So in the both cases, the system have undergo a change of state. Another example: if a person climbs down a ladder from roof to the ground, it is a quasi-static process. On the other hand, if he jumps, then it is not a quasi-static process. Okay, so now we will discuss about the reversible and irreversible process. So reversible process is a process which can be made exactly replace its path without suffering any deviation. Huh? So here we can see that it is one which both the system and environment we can return to exactly the state they are in by uh, following the reverse path. So process in we can say in other words we can say the process in which the system and surrounding can be restored to initial state from the final state without producing any change in thermodynamic property of the universe is called as a reversible process. Let us suppose that the system has undergone a change from state A to state B followed by the same any path. Okay, followed by the path. If the system can be restored from state B to state A with the same path, then there is no change in the universe. Then the process is said to be a reversible process. The reversible process can be reversed completely. There is no trace left to show that the system had undergone thermodynamic change. For the system to undergo reversible change, it should occur infinitely slowly due to infinitesimal gradient. During reversible process, all the changes in a state that occur in the system are in thermodynamic equilibrium with each other. Thus, there are two important conditions for the reversible process to occur. Firstly, the process should occur in infinitesimally small time, and secondly, all of the initial and final state of the system should be in equilibrium with each other. If during the reversible process the heat content of the system remain constant, it is adiabatic process. Then the process is also isentropic process. The entropy of the system remain constant. The phenomena of undergoing reversible change is also called reversibility. In actual practice, the reversible process never occurs. Thus, it is an ideal or hypothetical process. Okay. So, for example, any process without friction is a reversible process. Irreversible process, it is a process which cannot be made to exactly retrace its path is called irreversible process, and most of the process is known as irreversible process. So irreversible process is also called as a natural process. Why it is called as a natural process? Because all the processes occurring in nature are irreversible process. The natural process occurs due to finite gradient between the two states of the system. For instance, heat flow between the two body occurs due to the temperature gradient between the two body. This is in fact the natural flow of heat. Similarly, water flow from high level to the low level, current moves from high potential to the low potential, etc. Here are we will discuss now the important points of the reversible process. So in the reversible process, the initial state of the system and surrounding cannot be restored from the final state. During the irreversible process, the various states of the system on the path of change from initial state to the final state are not in equilibrium with each other. During the irreversible process, the entropy of the system increases decisively and it cannot be reduced back to its initial value. Now, we will discuss about the point and path function. So when you are talking about the differential function, these are the differential function. So point function is also known as the exact differential function, and the path function is called inexact differential function. So what is the point function and what is the path function? So point function, when two property of the system locate a point on the graph, those property called point function. For example, here pressure, volume, temperature, etc. So point function is represented as exact or perfect differences. Okay, whereas the path function are the function which are certain quantity which cannot be located on the graph by a point but given by area on that graph. These are represented as in exact differentiation. So for example, heat and work. Okay, so we can see here in the figure we are using the point 1, point 2. So point 1 and point 2 will give and will comes in the under the path function. So but in here area, this from path 1 to 2, 1a to a 2b1. So in this area will follow as a path function. Okay. Now definition of temperature and zeroth law. So what do you mean by temperature? So temperature is a property of the system which determines the degree of hotness and coldness of the body of any system. Now obviously it is a relative term. Okay, we can say so we can say the temperature is a thermal state of a body which distinguishes a hot body from a cold body, and the temperature of body is proportional to the stored molecular energy, and that is the average molecular kinetic energy of the molecules in a system. Okay, so it has found that a gas will not occupy any volume at a certain temperature, and this temperature is known as absolute zero temperature. The temperature measured with absolute zero as basis are called absolute temperature. So absolute temperature is stated in degree centigrade. The point of absolute temperature is found to occur at 223.15 degrees Celsius below the freezing point of water. So absolute temperature is nothing but thermometer reading in degrees Celsius plus 223.15. So absolute temperature is a degree centigrade in known as a degree Kelvin denoted by K. Okay, so thermodynamic temperature scale is under evolution. What we have now in empirical scale just now I have discussed. So zeroth law of thermodynamics. So it states that if two systems are each in temperature equal in temperature, each equal in temperature to a third, they are equal in temperature to each other. Okay, so when two systems are at same temperature, they are in thermal equilibrium. So they need not to be in thermodynamic equilibrium here. So we can see from here figure, but they are the two systems. If the two systems T and V and A and B are in thermal equilibrium with a third system C separate, that is A with C, B, A and C are in thermal equilibrium, and B and C are also in thermal equilibrium. Then they are thermal equilibrium. That means A and B are also in thermal equilibrium. Okay, thank you. We will discuss further topic in next video. Okay, thank you.